Good afternoon, everyone. This is Danielle, Lady Diva, and I'm coming to you guys with a video that's not live. I wanted to do this live, but seeing to the fact for the last couple of days, so-called my broadcast connections are weak, and I'm not able to do a live video for some reason on Facebook. I'm going to go ahead and just record this video because I don't want to go too far out without recording this video. And this is simply entitled A Hometown Thank You. And I'm doing this video because in the last couple of days I've been seeing a lot of videos on Facebook about hatred and racism, and the poor lady Mia, I believe her name was, in Indiana, whose car was spray painted with the word nigger, and her shed with nigger, and her sugar was put in her tank, and just all these different things that were happening, among other videos that were being put up now, that is really fueling racial tension and hatred in our country. And I shared that video on my page, and a few of my friends back home that I grew up with, if you guys hear that loud noise, it's my fan, actually responded to that video. And their responses made me smile. It made me have to kind of stop and realize and think and thank where I was brought up and the why of why I was brought up and the how I was brought up. And so this is a hometown thank you. And I'll be mentioning names as we go on. But one thing that really I want everybody to know, yes, I'm for all lives matter, all souls matter. That is what I am for. And as we know, there's so much hatred and tension and anger and violence and murder and all that going on in our country, that I want to bring something positive to the table right now, and put some love and unity between races and between cultures back out there. And so I also saw a video that was on Facebook, and Facebook is censoring stuff, y'all, so y'all be careful, because I'll deactivate, they continue to censor. But anyways, where this African-American young man was walking through Walmart with a aluminum baseball bat, and he's just walking through randomly looking crazy, and he hits a Caucasian female, 18 years old, in the head with the bat. And somebody had put an intro onto that video that said, this is only making local news. This didn't make national news. I wonder if it would have made national news if the female was black. And that bothered me, because now people are trying to sensationalize African Americans and trying to do a reverse racism. Oh, she would have been black, it would have been all over the media, da 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 da. And I did put a comment on that video that was horrible and that was despicable, but I also placed the comment on there of, how dare you try to race bait on this video. It doesn't matter if the girl was white, Hispanic, Asian, black. It's still horrible what happened. It was despicable what happened. Do not bring racial tension and anger into another all-time high by putting that on this video. And again, I received comments from those that know me and grew up with me, agreeing with me, and so it prompted me to make this hometown thank you video. For those of you who do not know, I grew up in a small town called Sterling, Illinois. I usually tell people I'm from Chicago because don't nobody know where Sterling is. I am in no way, shape, or form ashamed of the small town I grew up in, but it's just to give people kind of a geographical location of where I grew up. And I grew up in Sterling, Illinois. The town was 90% Caucasian and 10% other, maybe 2% African American, and 98% of the African Americans that were in my hometown were my family. So as far as dating and all that type of stuff, I wasn't able to date really African American young men because they were my cousins. You know what I'm saying? And so my parents decided to buy a home in a part of town that was Caucasian, or mostly with white people, being that was the majority of the population. We were the only African American on that block, and I think that even exists today. There might not be any African Americans on that particular block. My cousin lives a block over, but I think we might have been the only African American to ever live on that block. This was back in the late 1970s, early 1980s, when my mom and dad bought this house. And needless to say, me and my two sisters were the only African Americans in our grade school. Needless to say, we were probably 3 out of maybe 10 or 11 kids, African Americans, in our middle school. So just to give you an idea of what the numbers were as far as race and ethnicity and culture. Um, but I can honestly, so most of my friends were Caucasian and Hispanic. All of them, basically. Most of them, all of them. I had some other friends that were African American because we went to church together, and I love them. Those I still talk to some of them today. Marvel, Sheikah, Sheikah, rest her soul. Marvel, Marsha, Kathy, all of them. Love them all so much. But most of my friends from school were Caucasian, and I must tell you guys that I never experienced racism when I was growing up to the degree that it is today. And I grew up in an area, in a culture, in an environment where I was less than 1% of the population. And I can say this with all honesty and fortitude, that I was never called a nigger, I was never mistreated, I was never left out, I was never excluded because of the melanin of my skin. Now, if it was because me and my crazy self or something I did personally, then that's what it was for. But it was never because, oh, she's black, we don't want her included. I was part of the homecoming court my sophomore year or my junior year in high school. I was chairman of the homecoming activity department or committee in my junior year in high school. But I can honestly say, and this is Avery, guys. Say hi, Avery. Say hi. Say hi. Hi. I was never discriminated against by anybody in my town that I can really recall and remember because of the color of my skin. I really didn't experience racism until I moved to California at the age of 17. Avery's making crazy faces. And for that, I am so grateful and thankful. I want to give a shout out to Sterling, Illinois, because it started with the parents, and it started with the school administration, and it started with the teachers. Graduated high school with a 3.8 GPA. I never had a counselor tell me you're not good enough, you can't be whatever you want to be. Never. I'm thankful to the teachers that kept me, and educated me. I received the same education that all of the other white kids received. I was invited to parties. I had parties. I was included in different things at school and activities with my friends. I worked in my town. I received a job. I did jobs in my town. I was not mistreated because of the color of my skin. When I was arrested at the age of 15 for possession of alcohol, it was me and 4 other white kids, and I was only a little black girl there, but I wasn't treated any different. And I'm thankful for that. And you would think with a small Midwestern town that it would be a different story, but it wasn't. And so I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Nancy and Skip Butt, Jay and Gina Butt. I want to say thank you to Ann and Ken Relay, God rest their souls, to Liz and Julie and Pat and Ken Jr. and Dan and Pat and Mike. I want to say thank you to the Higley family. I want to say thank you to the Schuler family. I want to say thank you to the Dodge family. I want to say thank you to all of those families on my block. That's where I grew up, age 5 to 12, that never discriminated against me and my sisters. I want to say thank you to the parents. It starts with parents. And I'm so thankful that the parents raised their children to treat everybody the same and not to see color. I want to say thank you to Laura Powell, who was one of my best friends growing up in high school. I'm going to stop crying, sorry. I want to say thank you to her parents. I want to say thank you to Veronica Linville, one of my good friends, and her parents. I want to say thank you to Wendy Donaldson and her parents. I want to say thank you to Pam Vingy, and I want to say thank you to Darcy Dietz, and I want to say thank you to Denise Hibbard, and I want to say thank you to Sarah Hermes, one of my favorite people. I want to say thank you to Pat Dillon and Jason Pace and Mike Vanderholst, and y'all don't think I remember all y'all, but I do. I want to say thank you to Rhonda Pineda. Oh my God, one of my best friends ever. I want to say thank you to Lali Olave. I want to say thank you to Cindy Lopez. I want to say thank you to Suzanne Howerton, Aaron Abed. I want to say thank you to Paul Loth. I want to say thank you to the basketball coaches who treated me the same. I played basketball, I played volleyball, I ran track, I played softball. I want to say thank you to Bridget Underwood. I want to say thank you to Julie Jenner. I spent the night at these young ladies' houses as an African American kid. I want to say thank you to Marcy Winger Greenwald. I want to say thank you to Sarah Foley. I'm just trying to remember everybody as I see their faces. And to my cousins and family, they were always there for me, so they go without saying. My family, I love them all so much. But these are people who weren't my family, who were a different race and culture and loved me and didn't treat me any different because I was a dark brown chocolate girl, the only one in the group many times. I love you guys so much. I want to say thank you to Heidi Cayley. Carla Klinger, that's my girl. I want to say thank you to Carla. And if I forget you guys, it's not from my heart, it's from my head, you guys, because I haven't seen you guys in a long time. But I want to thank you guys, and they found me on Facebook, and we miss you, and we remember this about you, remember that about you, and I just want you guys to know I'm giving you a hometown thank you because I love you guys for helping shape my ideas and my thoughts about everybody mattering and not being bitter and angry because of racial tensions that are happening now. But I was able to see a good side and a positive side to Caucasians and to those who are different from me, and for the love that you guys showed me and my family. I love you guys so much, and you are definitely worthy of this. And I hope it makes it to Facebook because they've been watching my stuff, y'all. But I thank you guys so much. To Lyle Spalding, to all of those that just thought I was crazy and indulged my craziness anyway. I really thank you guys so much. Matthew Carlson, just everybody. And you guys are definitely worthy of this shout out. Jody Carwath, to you as well. So I'm not going to make this very long because I do want it to hit the video, but I want to give a hometown thank you, and just to let you all know that although there's so much racial tension and negativity and things going on, that there are small towns that don't embrace racial hatred and tension. There are those that raise their children to love everybody and to not be those that are gonna perpetuate violence and hatred and killing in America. And I'm able to show my grandchildren something different because I was shown something different. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.